Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to the Ottoman campaign in Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. It is now July 1950, and after more months of naval invasions, I have defeated Britain. They surrendered, gave up almost all their territory. They got 4 islands left. Falkland Islands and Fiji and Turks and Caicos and Bermuda. That's what they have. So not much. They also have 5 destroyers left. I took 1 destroyer off of them just to put it in a museum. I didn't really want them, but I took a bunch of other ships. In the last year or so of the war, I actively tried to avoid fighting because I wanted to leave them with more ships that I could take. They didn't have that many though. I received as war operations 2 battleships, 1 battlecruiser, and 2 light cruisers, which, as it turns out, they're actually 2 different classes. I thought they were both Medusa, but no, they're different. So that is 4 British ships that we're gonna refit. And after that, we might design something new. Let's start with Restless class battlecruiser. And boy, it's not pretty, is it? Let's see what we can do about this. We're gonna have to get rid of a lot of secondary guns, for sure. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff we need to do here. This is probably gonna be almost a full rebuild. Does this turret even turn? Come on. Oh, it's slow. All the secondary guns are no. So that turret didn't even work. They're gonna have to get rid of all the secondary guns here because they are lagging the ship designer terribly. Get rid of that one too, and might as well just take off the tower there. Do you have torpedoes somewhere? Yeah, you do. There. That's an ugly barbette as well. Okay, we're just gonna clear the decks here of pretty much everything. It's gonna have the same number and type of main guns. I'm not gonna change that about it, but let's see, towers. We have quite a few. It had one of these, I think. High tower 1 or 2, I forgot which one. So we got plus 24 base, plus 41 long range. .35 base, 53 long range. Advanced barbette tower. Okay, this one has a built-in barbette. 24, 41, 35, 53. Yeah, it's better, and it's got better spotting range. How about this one? Not quite as good. Now this one is of course insane. It's very good. I mean, 43 base accuracy, 65 long range. But it also looks like a bunch of towers I have on other ships, so we're gonna go with the one that looks a bit unique. Oh, that is too far from previous place. Oh, it was just it was fine with the other barbette. Okay, we're not going with the built-in barbette then, because that was apparently not possible. For some reason. Sometimes the game just says no. But this one is possible. Now, secondary tower, it had one of these. Let's see, is there anything that, like, looks better in combination here? Let's see about funnels first. At least the tower has a funnel slot. Does it have two? Like, is it possible to fit a funnel on? Nope. Not possible. Let's see about speed. I want it to go 32 or 34. We're not gonna have gear turbine ones. It's gonna be turbo electric. Or gas turbines. I would like to have more engine efficiency though. Let's see. This tower does accommodate a funnel, and it gives me a lot of deck space for secondary guns. That looks fine. Can I move this further back? I know I can, but can I move the main tower further back? Not much. Or it's gonna be too far. That's as far back as that goes. Because it started out way out in front. Because it had that Q turret layout. Now, does the game allow me to add a fourth turret to this? I know that's going against my initial plan of keeping the main battery roughly the same. Nope, not possible. Right. Reduce beam and draft. No, the game, the ship doesn't like that. Not much. The tower I picked is very wide. I can go 6 and 6. That still gives me a almost 60,000 ton battlecruiser, which is quite hefty. Now let's see about secondary arm. Oh wait, first, before I do anything, let's upgrade those guns. Oh. Suddenly they became tiny. Very tiny 18-inch guns. I just want to check. I assume they still won't work. Because the issue was that it was too far from the previous place. Let's just pick a smaller one. Yeah, no. It still doesn't work. There, put that back. But we're gonna pick another barbette for the main gun because it looked weird on that huge barbette. Can I put it there? That barbette is too short. Need something taller. But not too wide. Just a standard one? I mean, that does work. So I can then add a tall secondary barbette there. And a tall secondary barbette there. There's a lot of room between the X turret and the secondary tower. Can I use that room for something? It's probably going to be too small. We could move that further forwards. And still have the... Go away. The main belt extend right up to that bulkhead. Right. Secondaries. Will it work here? No. That will not work. But if I put it on a barbette... No. Not that one. I was hoping it's gonna clear the base of that tower, but I guess not. We're just gonna have to put something else up here. Something smaller, I guess. Alright, how about some 5-inch guns? Because they can fit up here. And back here. We're kind of keeping with the spirit of what it was by adding a lot of secondary guns. Just bit more sensible. I hope. These will just block the 5-inch guns. These could work. They're gonna be like hanging off the side of the ship. Which I know that little breakwater thing already is. I'm just not too bothered by it. Up there. Right. So that's the main and the secondary armament taken care of. Let's see what else we can do. 55, 675. So in this case, auxiliary 4 is heavier than 3. Not by much. How about turbo electric? Let's see, okay, we're back to natural boilers. Let's fix that. Yeah, it's not much of a difference. Auxiliary 3 and 4. But 4 is heavier in this case. Sometimes that's not the case. It just, it's a quirk of the game. I like triple bottom because you get a lot more resistance than double. So it's not just for the torpedo damage reduction, but the general resistance buff. We are at 118, which isn't amazing. It's not like terrible. There's a floatability here, 104. Yeah, it's not immune to flooding. That's fine. Got tube powder 3. I want TNT 4. See, what is my flash fire chance? 1.3. Because of the heavy shells, I guess. Probably. 41.3 kilometer range. Do I have radar 3? Yeah, I do. And they're lengthened by 2%. Let's just turn them down to 50. Because I think that's a nicer number. Armor. Actually first. Do it like that. I would also like to have increased ammunition. I'm not sure if I want to have heavy shells or standards. If I go standard, that is lighter, and I can also reduce barbette protection while still having 0 flashfire chance, even with just barbette 2. So that does save a lot of weight. But heavy shells are heavy shells. Let's see, with standard, at 40 kilometers, we can actually go through 16 inches of deck armor with AP. That's pretty good. And at 20,000, we go through 17.4 inches of belt armor. With heavy, at 20,000, it's 18.5 belt, and 40,000, 17.3 deck. That is quite punchy. So I think we're going with heavy shells. Now, deck armor. 1.5. Let's see. Was it maxed out? Sure. That's good enough. You would need 35 inches of penetration to go through that 30 inner belt. Which is pretty good. That means this citadel is protected from its own guns up to point blank range. Basically. I have a little bit more fore and aft deck armor just to give it a little bit more protection from plunging HE. And the fore and aft belt to protect it from cruiser guns. And also, like, battleship HE. But yeah, that could mean taking full penetrations on the fore and aft belt from battleship caliber or AP. But, you know, it's one or the other. Turrets need more protection. Like, quite a bit more. But that's also very heavy. Turret armor is very heavy. Looks like we are going back to standard. Lighter barbette armor. Barbette protection. We are overweight again. Eight-inch turrets are definitely very well protected. They can be a little bit less protected, actually, at least from the top. Can I give them more range? The 8-inch guns. 18.9. There, 55s. 18.6. It's pretty decent. Uh, 5-inch guns cannot have a lot of armor. Now they can have a little bit more armor. But that is fine, I think. That's pretty much as good as I think I can make this ship. Because I'm not allowed to add another main gun turret. Guess I could make them triples. And sacrifice some secondary armament, but I think this is quite decent. Because these are Mark 5 guns. With radar rangefinder and a very, very good tower stats. So they should be quite accurate. By the way, what are the secondary tower stats? I mainly just looked at how it looked. 30 base, 24 long range. So it's that one. I think I just happened upon the best the best tower from a accuracy statistic standpoint. which just so happened to also be the one that looks the best in this case. So that's lucky. Yeah, that's it. That's the Restless class battlecruiser. It's too bad I only got one of these, because I think it looks quite nice. I just want to check if I make it 34 knots to keep up with my other fast battlecruisers. It's not that much more heavy. I can do that, reduce the range down to a still very good 33 kilometers. 30,000 kilometers even. And there we go. What kind of speeds is this hull capable of, even? That is probably a bit too much. It's not unrealistic. I'd have to make a lot of sacrifices to make that work. Kind of decided on 34. I just want to see like what it can do. We're sticking with 34. Otherwise, it's just going to be messy when it is in a squadron with the other 34 knot battlecruisers. But that's good. Let's save it. Yeah, 7-month refit. That's a very comprehensive rebuild, but I think it needed it. Let's go for the Panther class battleship. Yeah, this one needs some work as well. Let's see. Are these guns also going to be tiny? Yeah, they are. 18.2s in this case. 6% caliber increase. Might as well make them 55s. Yeah, 8.7 secondary guns. So we are pretty much where I want to be in terms of secondaries. They just need to be rearranged. The towers as well. Thin tall tower 1. Is that one to keep? What is this secondary? That's why the A turret is on a barbette, to superfire the random secondaries. Okay. Who needs to superfire over the other main gun turret, right? I'm gonna put that there. And that there. There, fixed. You're welcome, AI. Now in this case, this had that turret there already on a barbette. Can I use this tower? Yes. The game says yes. I can do that. Excellent. That main tower doesn't have a funnel like placement on it though. Let's go back up to top again. Minus draft. No. We're not doing that. Too bad I can't move the displacement slider. There. Accidentally removed a turret. That was not my intention. Because things like resistance and floatability and stuff, they do scale with the displacement slider. Anti-torp 4. We're at 111 resistance. I think that could have been a bit more. And now we can get the gun damage received You can get that down with the beam and draft thing too, but that's not as impactful as just doing it with the raw resistance. Do I want to go with the other tower? I know I want to go with some other engines. Now for speed, for battleships, I got 21 knot dreadnoughts. I got 28 knot modern battleships. Is this hull even capable of going 28 knots? I guess maybe potentially. We'd have to play around a lot with the armor to make that happen, I think. It's too bad I can't put funnels on a special funnel barbette to fit in here. I know this single funnel provides me with the engine efficiency I need. So, like, I could get away with it. But also having a second funnel would look pretty good. Do I just want to use the same tower I used on the battlecruiser? Just because it has the built-in funnel slot? And that would let me put a secondary gun on a barbette between the B turret and the tower. So that might be what I do. Yeah, we do be doing that. Move that there. Same as on the battlecruiser. Like, we're not going to push that belt back to this bulkhead anyway. Unless I move that turret, like, way back here where it looks goofy, but... I guess, like, that is, good enough. And that extends up to there. That is fine. You know what? I think I just want to make this a 21 knot, like, super uber dreadnought instead. That's a lot of funnel efficiency that I suddenly have. You can pick some smaller funnels. Do these still look good or undersized? That works. Range is plenty good for a battleship. Aux 3 is lighter in this case. I'm gonna go tube powder and TNT 4. Fresh fire chance, very good. Increased ammunition, still good. Now, armor. Let's first max that out, and then lighten it. Same as on the other one. I want some extended belt armor. The inner belt is way thicker than it needs to be. We can save some weight here. .5 is, in my opinion, enough. The turrets themselves need quite a bit of armor, or they're gonna get penetrated. I think 8.5 is a decent caliber, and it's just doing the thing where it doesn't update the barrel length. But if it's the same as on the battlecruiser, 9% is enough to make them 55s. It still says 57 here, but sometimes it doesn't update when you reduce barrel lengths. And same as on the battlecruiser, we're gonna have to go with some smaller secondaries. Oh, the conning tower needs to be protected. What else? What is making my ship so heavy? I mean, that's still enough range to sail around in a battle force and not run out of fuel. Overweight just by changing the ammunition. Typical. Let's go with quad barrel 5-inch guns. Yeah, I just wish this had been maxed out, but that's not the way the AI designed it. I could reduce the main belt because I'm counting on this anyway. I reduce it by 1 inch and we're still overweight. Reload time, 50 seconds. Maybe standard ammo. After all. Because I have enough ships now that I don't need the same task force to be the one fighting battles like 5 turns in a row, like you do early game. Is that good enough? I think it's decent. I mean, the guns certainly are like very long ranged. 45 kilometers. And with good accuracy out to that range as well. Because they're longer than on the battlecruiser, their deck pen at long range is not quite as good. But that's still pretty decent. I mean, if an enemy battleship has very thick, like inner citadel deck layers, then you're not going to go through that no matter if you've got 14 inches or 18 inches of penetration. But this should still wreck pretty much everything else with the deck hit. Let's ship it. Good enough. One of the Panthers is at sea. It's heading to Hamburg to join the other one. I can start refitting one of them now. And the battlecruiser Restless, or Zealous, is the one that I have. Let's see. Oh, yeah. You got plenty of capacity here. Nice. Let's see about the light cruisers. I got two different ones. One of each. I really thought I was receiving two of the same class, but now, does this thing have anything to offer me that I don't already get from my other light cruisers? Doubtful. But we're gonna see if we can make something cool. Definitely getting rid of the single barrel guns on this one. I'm gonna redo the secondary armament and the torpedo armament as well. There, stripped clean. Let's put both the funnels up here, if the game allows me. Advanced angled funnel 2. If I had the bigger one, but down here. I think this is kind of what I did with the new Veve class. Yes, that works. That kind of works. That's a lot of foredeck to work with. It's a lot of main deck armor for a light cruiser. You don't really need it to be that thick. Same with like the extended deck. Now it had 6.1 inch guns. Let's stick with that. Just for the sake of it not becoming a completely different ship. It's a barbette that looks decent on this. Not too oversized, but not too small. So I want an A, B, C, D turret layout, I think. Something back here as well. I know torpedo launchers now do not block main guns. Or they shouldn't. But if it looks like they do, that still looks weird, you know? We're not going with 19-inch torpedoes. That is silly. Do you still work? You still work. Now you work as well. You don't. Hmm. Are you not centered? No, you're not. There. There we go. It had kind of that torpedo layout. I'll go with auto 2 reloading. And they were 6.1 inch guns, right? No, we are very beamy today. We are not very drafty today. Oh, now everything has to be reset. Great. Because everything just kind of fell through the deck when the deck got raised. There. Semi-oil. That's why you are so affordable. Okay, not that much more expensive now. And also turbine engines. Let's give you diesels. That's very expensive, but I already paid for you. The maintenance cost is more interesting. This looks good. Reduced ammo. No, no, no. Super heavy shells? I guess. Oxygen torpedoes, definitely. Triple base TNT-4 in this case. How explosive are you now? 4.4. It's not too bad. Let's give you the best radar. I mean, it kind of looks interesting. Looks like some basically made up high tier World of Warships light cruiser. Someone says they found drawn on a napkin in an archive. 3.1 turret armor. Yeah, might be a good idea to get that flash fire chance down. Just a tiny bit. If I cannot keep those turrets from getting penetrated. I can make those turrets fire at targets a bit further away though. 15.3. Penetration at that range is not amazing, but it's not nothing. Let's see about the secondary guns. We have a lot of mounts for them. And we have a lot of displacement to spend on secondaries. Now, do these still work if I make them 3.9s? No. Not those. How about the other ones? You work. I guess they work. Fine. The secondaries work. That's a lot of 3-inch guns. 3.5-inch guns even. I could rake some transports. Now, 32 knot top speed is not amazing. Can I make you go 34? Yeah. 36 like the Veves? No. 34 is a decent speed. For the Medusa, with her now many 6.1-inch guns. Next up is the Furious, with 7.2-inch guns. And also a bunch of torpedoes. 14,000 tons. Huge range. Let's see what we can do about you. $727 million. 34 knots, same as the other one. Range. I mean, that's good, but it don't need to be that good. You can make draft and beam both 2%. Better do some of this stuff. Let's see. Parts are badly placed. I can see a lot of badly placed parts. Ah, darn it. That's what you get when you have so many secondary guns lagging up the game. You end up accidentally removing the wrong part. I guess we are just clearing the decks and starting over again. You got Advanced Angle Funnel 3. I want to do kind of the same thing as on the other one. Because I just think it looks kind of cool. 202%, 212% engine efficiency. Now, which tower did I have on this? That is like amazing accuracy stats for a light cruiser. Does this not work? It's too wide. That one's almost as good though. Oh. Another random secondary gun. Away with you. The secondary tower. Like, that's kind of huge. Let's go with that one. Leave us a little bit of room for torpedoes. Gyroscopic, no. Hydrophone, no. We can go with sonar. RDF gives you a little bit of like gun aiming speed, but also a bit more reconnaissance than advanced. Exactly what reconnaissance does. You also get a big boost from radar. It's like not really defined. It gives you some kind of bonuses to supposedly get better battles. What I have noticed, which has no effect in the Dreadnought Improvement Project, is that it adds to the ASW value. So if you're playing vanilla and you want your ships to be better at killing submarines, yeah. The radar, of course, has the most effect of everything. I don't have vanilla in, well, I'm playing dip, obviously, but last I checked, in vanilla, unless I'm wrong, radar actually gives you better anti-submarine warfare stats than even depth charges, so it's a bit counterintuitive. But that's besides the point, because we're not playing vanilla and we don't care about submarines. Because we just pretend they don't exist. Were never invented. Oh, you just don't want to be placed? Fine then. We're not getting a barbette. What else? Semi-auto loading. No. They were what, 7.2s? There. Give them a bit more turret armor. Maybe not so much top armor. Maybe a little bit of top armor. And barbette armor maxes out at 3.4. Alright. This one had very decent armor all over, except for the fore and aft belts. So, 700 million. I mean, we're at roughly twice the cost of a Veve. But it's also a much bigger cruiser. The Veves are quite a bit smaller. I think they're at like 7,500. So this one has a very decent resistance actually for a light cruiser. Could be more survivable than Veve. Also, let's increase that ammunition. Thank you. Let's pick some other types of shells. Secondaries. Let's see what kind of 3-inch guns, or how many we can place on here. Good enough. Now, is there really no barbette that fits back there? It's showing me green, but I can't actually place it. Ah, it's too far from previous place. Where was the previous place? I don't know. I guess it used to have a barbette somewhere. So the torpedo launchers, we're just gonna smack down there. And they supposedly do not block the main gun. Oh. It's unhappy. A single quintuple launcher is all we can have then. Fine. Unless I make a bunch of other sacrifices, but I don't want to. So this then is what was it? Furious? Fearless? Something. 3.3 flash fire channels. That's good enough. You can even bump up the range. Just because I have the displacement. Yeah, that's it. I think it looks fine. Expensive light cruisers. Not as expensive as my own Murad 3. But yeah, more so than the Veves. But those are very very affordable for what they are. We're a bit in the red, not that much, and we can certainly take that hit for quite a while. We were in the green actually before I started the refits, even in peacetime, and even as some of my ships are being repaired. You are still suspended. Are there any more repairs that I... Because of course, when I sent all my ships to port, all of them, or almost all of them, had some damage. A little bit here, a little bit there. I did that before the war ended. By the way. So that of course meant I had to suspend some of the repairs, or I was going to go way over limit. But now most of that is done. So, next up, I have my own ships that need refit, but that is basically down to just making their guns Mark V. It's not really a lot of exciting stuff to watch. Let's see what's going on in the rest of the world now. Britain is no longer fighting Japan. That's too bad. I was kind of hoping they would still be at war, because with Britain being down to only 5 destroyers and only tiny islands, Japan could actually conceivably naval invade what they had left. Of course, Britain could not give up absolutely everything in the peace treaty, because they can't treaty themselves out of existing. And there were some islands that I asked for and just didn't get, but otherwise, I'm pretty happy with that treaty. They've basically become a non-player. Somehow, still having a GDP of 200 million, I don't know how, when they don't have the territory. And also, yeah, in research, I have all the Mark V guns now. I'm prioritizing engines, hull strengthening, and armor forging. because these, as well as hull construction and boilers and a few others, these make your ships lighter when you refit them, like minus armor weight, plus horsepower per ton, stuff like that. While other technologies, like this turret mechanism thing here, make your ships heavier. So it's not only that I want these sooner, but I want these to be actively delayed relative to the ones that make my ships lighter. Because otherwise refitting is going to be a bit of a pain. When suddenly you hit the refit button and before you do any changes at all, your ship is overweight. With the super torpedo protection and the improved reloading things. So that's just a little tip when you're like in the late game and you have all the guns and everything researched. Just use your priorities on everything that makes your ships lighter. So you get those sooner, and you get the ones that make your ships heavier later. So that's that. I guess I could also just reduce my tech budget, but whatever. I have enough money. And I'm still trying to make a war happen with China. But they seem very reluctant to take the bait. So with that, Britain is growing. How much am I growing at now in peacetime? 7.4. Might... Yeah, I don't think I'm going to catch up to the US anytime soon. Unless we got a war going. And I can take some territory from them. So I guess I will see you again when and if that happens. Or maybe Germany or France again. Because they're the remaining big players. Wait, Soviet Union has a navy? They kind of do. One task force worth. Yeah, it might be a couple days before something happens. But I think something more will happen before we end the campaign. Goodbye, and take care.